Since I've discovered Neville Goddard, my life has changed for the better in my physical reality as well as inside of me. Many people categorize Neville Goddard as a teacher that teaches you how to get things, and while a vast majority of his content does indeed show you how to achieve the things that you want, it's the how that I find most interesting, life-changing, and oftentimes condensed to just the sweet, sellable parts. For example, did you know that the principles of Neville Goddard discourages manifesting specific people to be obsessed with you, or that taking actions was always taught in his philosophy? Somewhere during the middle of this video, you may hate me or the law of assumption. But by the end of this lesson, my goal for you is to find the clarity that you've been seeking so that you can finally understand this grand law of assumption a little more. And I hope you use what you've learned to go attain the beautiful changes you've been dreaming of in your life, finally, and quicker than ever before. But before we continue this video, you know what time it is. It's sponsorship time, so I'd like to quickly thank mdhair for sponsoring today's video and giving you guys this exclusive discount code. As of last year, I noticed that my hair started to become much thinner in comparison to where it used to be. I was feeling very concerned about it until I did some research, and I learned that like 40% of women will experience visible hair loss by age 40. The exact numbers are debatable depending on which credible institutions you source. But what is clear is that a large portion of women and men may experience hair loss at some point. So it's nothing to be ashamed of, but rather something that could be corrected. With their AI technology, they provide an analysis of your scalp so they can treat it and solve your specific issue. Everything you need to start and complete your hair growth journey comes in one kit, and it's all sustainable packaging and cruelty-free, which is the very most important part to me. What I like most about their approach is that they work from the inside out. There's a combination of different products that each serve their own purposes, from supplements to shampoos and serums that when used together stop hair loss, heal your scalp, and make your hair stronger and healthier so it can grow and you can see that visible growth. Since I've been using mdhair, I've honestly seen a difference to the volume of my hair, which was the main thing that I wanted to improve. It only takes about 2 to 3 weeks on average for mdhair to start taking effect. So if hair growth is something that interests you right now, then try customizing your hair growth treatment with mdhair. You can use my promo code maleeka70 to get your first month of customized products at 70% off, which is perfect because it's just the right amount of time for you to see and feel the difference and then decide from there if you'd like to continue. So again, mdhair maleeka70 for 70% off of your first month of customized products. Now let's get back to the video. You are that which you believe yourself to be. Instead of believing in God or in Jesus, believe you are God or you are Jesus. He that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also. John chapter 14, verse 12. Should be, he that believes as I believe, the works that I do, shall he do also. Jesus found it not strange to do the works of God because he believed himself to be God. Another one. It is natural to do the works of the one you believe yourself to be. So live in the feeling of being the one you want to be, and that you shall be. Now, these are two quotes that I absolutely love because it feels very truthful and reminds me that there is action or works that will be done on my part, not to manifest what I desire, but rather as an expression of the belief that I have already manifested what I desire, that my desire and I are one. Yes? Within this community, there are many interpretations on what the law of attraction or the law of assumption is and how to actually use it. And one argument that prevails is that you do not have to take any action whatsoever in order to manifest what you want. That statement, however, is flawed. Not because it's true or false, but simply because of its phrasing. No, you don't have to take any action to achieve or manifest what you want, but you will find yourself taking actions once you believe that you already have achieved what you want. And there are many people who will sell you the narrative that they just sat there and became financially stable, or they just sat there and grew a six-pack overnight or within a month. And I'm not sure if they're intentionally misleading you to generate more clicks or sales, or whether they just became so enveloped in their preferred reality that the entire journey just felt effortless. I, of course, prefer to believe the latter. I know from my own experience that there are things that I have achieved where I don't even remember the time and space between my lack of it and my physical attainment of it, because I practiced the law of assumption so effectively that in my mind it was always mine. To summarize these two quotes, all I'm saying is I spent 10 years believing that I could literally just do nothing at all and somehow manifest all the things that I wanted. This way of life yielding me fleeting or no results. And then 2 years allowing my assumptions to alter my behaviors and then manifesting things effortlessly. Define your ideal and concentrate your attention upon the idea of identifying yourself with your ideal. Assume the feeling of being it, the feeling that would be yours were you already the embodiment of your ideal. Then live and act upon this conviction. So I recently made a video where I spoke more in depth about this idea, in which I married the two ideas of manifesting and self-improvement. A lot of people think it's separate, and I said something about them both being two halves of the same 100%. In my own life, I've experimented with deconstructing this philosophy. So first I tried the final part of that quote, where I just took random actions in order to get what I wanted. And then I tried the final part of it, where I just concentrated in order to get what I wanted. Neither of these experiments ever yielded me any substantial results. When I just took actions in order to get what I wanted, either I didn't get it at all, or I got it, but I had to keep struggling in order to keep it. And then when I just concentrated on what I wanted, I would get really super close to having it, but I would never physically attain the fullness of it. It wasn't until I combined these two parts that I actually start achieving the things that I wanted in my life and holding on to it. But most importantly, because life is so short, man, I found happiness. I started becoming very happy with every step of the way. During every step of the way, I found my peace of mind, which is the only thing that matters to me at this point. The middle part of this quote is the Holy Grail, because it's what connects your concentration to your actions. This is how you achieve the fulfillment, the physical fulfillment of your desire through all three parts of your being in alignment: your mind, your spirit, and your body. To know what to do to save yourself or another is not enough. You must do it. Knowledge of what to do is water. Doing it is blood. Now, this was a quote that came shortly after Neville Goddard's cite to Matthew chapter 1, verse 21, which goes like this: "He is born to save his people from their sins, not by water only, but by water and blood." Now, I did a little backtracking and research from my old VBS Bibles, and a complementary verse to Goddard's would be 1 John chapter 5 verse 6, which states, "This is the one who came by water and blood, Jesus Christ. He did not come by water only, but by water and blood." Neville then goes on to say, the whole of this mystery is in the conscious, active use of imagination to appropriate that particular state of consciousness that would save you or another from the present limitation. Outward ceremonies cannot accomplish this. So you can't start from without, and I would never advocate that you just start taking random actions and changing your behaviors. No. You can't just start dieting and going to the gym every day if you don't have a vision on what you're aiming for. You can't do that if you don't have the faith that you can achieve it once it gets difficult, to keep persisting. That faith, appropriation, or assumption is what will see you all the way through. Think of it like archery or shooting. You need to actually see what you're shooting at. You need to aim at it. You need to pull the trigger and then let go. That's how I've been looking at it. You may desire something for yourself, or you may desire for another. If your desire concerns another, make sure that thing desired is acceptable to that other. The reason for this warning is that your consciousness is God, the giver of all gifts. Therefore, that which you feel and believe to be true of another is a gift you have given him. The gift that is not accepted returns to the giver. Be very sure, then, that you would love to possess the gift yourself. For if you fix a belief within yourself as true of another, and he does not accept this state as true of himself, this unaccepted gift will embody itself within your world. Always hear and accept as true of others that which you would desire for yourself. So when it comes to manifesting specific people, let's say you're trying to manifest someone specific to become obsessed with you, which is a very strong term. Let's say that this specific person refuses to accept that state within themselves to be true. Would you be comfortable if that assumption returned to the sender, in this case being you? Would you find it a suitable state to be hopelessly and helplessly obsessed with this specific person, or any person for that matter? Would you like having your mind and your spirit be infiltrated by thoughts of another person in a world where confinement is an illegal act? I don't think you would want to be obsessed with another person who you know you could never morally control. Unless you're a psychological masochist, these are questions that you don't have to answer. Remember the golden rule: do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. But in my culture, we say, what's good for the goose must be good for the gander. While everyone is you pushed out seems like such a beautiful quote to justify using your creative power to make someone obsessed with you, remember that at the core of that lovely quote is an insinuation of a lack of separation between you and everybody else, including your specific person. Let me briefly elaborate. So yes, I do believe that everyone is you pushed out, which means there is no separation. So when you're manifesting specific people, because everyone is you pushed out, you need to form your assumptions in a graceful and in a loving manner, because they are you. And I think it's safe to assume that you would never want to hurt yourself. And obsession, being obsessed with another person, is not a very comfortable state to find yourself in. At least that's my opinion. Basically, whatever you're manifesting for another person, you are manifesting for yourself. That's what everyone is you pushed out entails. What you manifest for another person, you manifest for yourself. So, alternatively, you could rephrase that desire to make him or her love you in a wholesome and in a healthy way. You can manifest healthy commitment. You can manifest faithfulness, loyalty, fidelity in healthy ways. Personally, I find that manifesting specific people is just too limited of a territory to trot on, so I've stopped entirely. I trust that my guardian angels, with their bird's eye view, knows what is best for me in everything, especially with love. And since I've let go of trying to control that specific area of my life, I've been blessed with divine gifts that I myself could not have imagined to be better. In other words, the romance that I have received is just so much better than I myself could have been capable of imagining, but that's just my preference with love. I genuinely don't care to be in control of that area at all, but you do you, my love, with this quote, if you take it. Whatever you may think of the question of free will, the truth is your experiences throughout your life are determined by your assumptions. Whether conscious or unconscious, an assumption builds a bridge of incidents that lead inevitably to the fulfillment of itself. This quote for me touches upon the trend of instant manifestation. The term bridge of incidents implies multiple events taking place to fulfill a desire for you. So while instant manifestation may be a thing that exists, and perhaps you may have experienced it yourself, not whether you've heard stories of people or me saying that we've experienced it, but whether you have personally experienced it, I think it's important to remember the bridge of incidents that happens when you're manifesting something. It was this quote that allowed me to continue to persist in the state of the wish being fulfilled and to not just quit because it didn't happen instantly like it allegedly happened for some random person on YouTube or Reddit. That previous quote, along with these two, an inevitable fulfillment awaits, all sustained assumptions. Sustained, and deny the evidence of the sense and assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, aided me in persisting in the end state. In other words, in the state of the wish fulfilled. The day you claim these qualities to the point of conviction, your claims will be honored. What I specifically love about this quote is how interpretable it can be, and it's so varied. So someone could read this and use it as an argument for instant manifestation, which I could see being totally valid. Another person could use this to support the idea of persisting in the state of the wish fulfilled and allowing that to be enough. A few years back, Abraham Hicks said something about emotions being manifestations themselves. So in that vein, instant manifestation is not only possible, but we manifest instantly all the time. If an emotion is a manifestation, then when you persist in the state of the wish being fulfilled, you technically manifest, albeit an emotional manifestation. A change to your self-concept is a manifestation. Being able to access different inspired thoughts and ideas is a manifestation because they were not available to you until you migrated to a preferred state of being. Again, looking at manifestation from this light helps me to keep my positivity up when it could plummet. The whole story of manifesting and self-development for me is finding ways to convince myself to keep persisting, because doubts and negativity will creep in, and they will persist if I don't have a strong mental foundation and mindset, along with easily accessible sources that can save me in those moments. There are tons and tons of quotes from Neville Goddard and other teachers from this philosophy that can easily be aha moments for you if you just find them. I encourage you to keep searching if you are so inclined. Don't just stop with this one video. Keep digging until you find a more thorough understanding of this ideology so you can use it to change your life, my love. I want you to find clarity. I really want you to find your peace of mind. I want your days to feel effortless for you as they have been feeling for me, genuinely. And with that being said, thank you for watching this video. I truly do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I trust you'll give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more content just like this one. So, how did you like today's video, and what video would you like to see next? You let me know in the comment section down below. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Toodles.